Hello, this is Northstar. Welcome back with another episode of my Hearts of Iron 4 Gotterdammerung Let's Play. Now, this is going to have to be a quicker episode. And I really mean it this time, hopefully, because my energy levels have not been holding up through some of these longer ones, and I think it is boring you folks to tears at the end of them. Also, I would like to, I'm really itching to make some progress with my pop-up dungeon Let's Play. Go check that out if you haven't. It's actually just pretty chill. Some days I'm really itching to make progress with this one, some days with that. It's just my mood, and it varies. I apologize if some of you are dearly in love with this. Now, there was just a lovely quote right before I turned this on by Penn. The real hero is the man who fights, even though he's scared. I couldn't agree more. As I think I've said before, Penn is a man, not perfect, has his flaws, but broadly speaking worthy of admiration, I think. Not as much as Eisenhower, but he's no MacArthur. MacArthur was a scum, and I really don't like that people make him a hero. He wasn't. But let's not get too much into that. Hold on, there's this recording thing and it gets in the way. Windows Game Bar really doesn't like it being in the exact same place as some of the other stuff. But there's no good place because you got all the UI from the game here. Oh well. I can't see any. I'll just put it on the left side. I don't know if you could see my mouse. You probably couldn't see the recording thing being moved. Yeah. There's all this stuff. Could do that. Could go down this line. I've been neglecting my Air Force spirits, and there's no reason not to spend the air experience right now. Although I might want to take a day later, so I might want to haul from the air doctrines. But I should certainly take one of these Spirit of the Air Force commands. For those of you who haven't seen them, I think that's almost anyone who's watching. Is this DLC lot? I don't know. These are great. All these spirits, they give some customizability to your armed forces. They're not affected at all by theorists, so there's never any pressure of, if I take this now, I'm going to be wasting Army, Navy, Air Force experience because of it. Yeah, that doesn't happen, generally speaking. You don't have to worry. Don't remember ever seeing anything that discounts these. Maybe a national spirit or two somewhere. But they're powerful. The escort efficiency, I'm not even sure it works or has worked for some time, although if it did, that would be how effectively fighters on air superior missions protect bombers. I've often liked veteran air instructors. If you're taking heavy losses, this can really help with not losing veterancy, but more importantly, it can help get your air wings up to higher veterancy levels than you can exercise them to. Historically, the Allies would be considered to have generally used the spirit of the Air Force, whereas the Axis put their aces on the front line, which I think would be this. While they got a lot more kills, German aces, some of them as a result, their wings generally didn't suffer from not being as well trained as a result. This will benefit you more in the long run, usually. people like this, but their mission efficiency can't go over 100%. So if you're using aircraft well, not relying on, say, cast when they don't have the range, which is deceptive. If they don't have the range, they won't help the combats, even if they have high mission efficiency. They have to be able to reach it. Air power projection makes great. It makes all your missions much more effective over territory that's not your own. And I've never really understood continuous strikes. Maybe keeping stuff effective. Yeah. But this is over non-core territory. I'm fighting the Nazis. And shoot, this is probably better in the long run, though. This probably doesn't help me here in any way. It might be controlled versus non-controlled instead of core versus non-core territory, though. You know what? I'll grab it. It's really important when you're doing anything over territory you don't control that's not core for sure. Might help in the Civil War if it's controlled and not owned or core or some other definition territory. I would really have to check what it is on the wiki and hope it's accurate. So grab that. Might make my missions a little more effective when I'm pushing here to Eastern Germany. Right now my aircraft are doing some missions here, some there. So part of the Arizona I don't control. And when I say it really helps with effectiveness, there's something like if it's not considered owned, I forget if it's core or controlled territory, but if it's not that, missions are only half as effective. And this adds in 10%, so they're 60% as effective. So it's like a 20% boost to all missions, even if they have 100% mission coverage. So it's by far the most useful of all the air spirits when you're not defending. And I'm probably going to be sending air volunteers lots of Civil Wars, so it'll undoubtedly help with those. So, anyhow, music back on. It is nearly time to promote another general. I think I mentioned I was going to promote. Where the heck is he? This guy already did. I already promote Schultz, I think it was. Schultz, yes, because he's going to become a brilliant strategist with a focus. And I already promoted him. So maybe Walther Koch. I should get him training or I'll never get around to it. Promote this guy now. Or Kukor now. Definitely bypassing Vikes for any promotions. These are actually pretty good stats for someone who's going to get meticulous planning, because that'll buff these up in this focus on attack and defense. So yeah, I'll promote list now. That'll also just get it out of the way. And give me a little experience for when some of these guys are ready. Infantry leaders soon on him. Not making any of you advisors, so forget it. Then is slowly gaining organizer, which is the only other thing, and I'll probably give him logistics wizard. It's useful. And Klug. I've just been using to train divisions, so there's been no reason to. Yeah, before I didn't give him offensive doctrine. Yeah, he's got even better stats for the meticulous planning and what I'm doing. Klug is, and he's brilliant. He's definitely a great choice. Although one of the skill comes from him being brilliant, so it's about like 3. Means that list actually is relatively better for someone who's not a brilliant strategist. Keyword is for someone who's not. And Manstein is training up my armored forces. He stayed loyal. He didn't side with the Nazis. He's rewarded with that for that. These guys are lower equipment priority, but probably want another one of them. They can train with everything but the tanks. They'll have to deploy green. Tanks are way more expensive than the rest of the equipment, so that's fine. I can afford to use some of that up. I mean, the tank design that I'm producing is more than twice as expensive as trucks. And that'll get them ready much sooner anyways than if they stay in the training queue. But while I'm really pushing those light tanks, trying to get this done. Got some oil imports going on from Romania and the Soviets. If I was worried about doing one more that I would get pushed out of this game month nonsense, but it looks like not. So I'm going to change this to Romania. Oh, no, only 31 of. Cancel that. Oh wow, it does weird things when you no combats, really? Now let's just. Oh, now it's doing all 32. Okay. I prefer to buy Romanian oil to Soviet, because the Soviets in the Civil War, they might use it for buildings that they don't never finish because they lose control. And Romania is, they're going to preserve Greater Romania, their left side path. They can't join the Axis because I'm not fascist, but that's, I won't be having the access, but they can bypass this if I get my faction and still get this. They can also actually get as far as all of this, the peasant militias. So over time, they're pretty much high likelihood they'll eventually take that. So they'll get some communist support. They'll be easier to flip communist than most of these nations. Probably a first priority, because otherwise the Soviets might invade them. I don't trust even the SSR not to. Plus all that oil, it's very important strategically. Deny it to Canada's going communist, I believe. Thankfully, but the US is limited interventionist. But they have all the oil they could ever need. I don't really have any major strategic threats on the horizon right now, unless, like, except Italy. Guess there's Italy. Not wanting them to have oil. France. Well, France theoretically still could go fascist or something. I'll have to watch out. Anyhow. Oh, will they get this done, or will they be attacked again before the end of the month? Hold on, I said there's that bar. It's in the corner, but it was too... Its location was bothering me. There we go. Just complete some infantry stuff. I guess I didn't pause it while I was doing that. Maybe that's the best. Can't do that yet. It'll soon for any of this. Don't have the industry for tanks yet. I'm trying to... Navy takes 3 years to build a ship, 300 years to build a naval tradition. Well, it takes 3 years to build a ship. That's a while. What's with this? Did change the resolution. It's being weird. Screen's randomly dimming when I pull up certain things, or maybe it's programmed. I just never noticed it didn't do it on my laptop. Separate fire mains, minute detectors. It's all about sizing up Blum and Vosh. These two should get them up to mass-produced raiders, which is important to grab. It'll help them mass-produce stuff. And then I'll do eventually U-boat yards when I've got some subs with a little more tech. Probably want to actually grab this first, because sub speed, mine laying. Not messing with capital ships for a while. So, fun. They complete. Keep attacking, so I can't actually get this fort done, and I kind of want that done before I pull air support from this region. So it's a real pain like that. Why are they not? Oh, is there something with rounding and oil? Contracts. The consumer goods fraction go up for some reason. Maybe I miscalculated. Alright. Using a monitor that's pretty tall relative to its width, and it's doing weird things with scroll on menus. This external one, as I said, I did order a new laptop. It was Black Friday deals already, and I saw one that was quite good. Shop around, there's a lot of misleading stuff that you can't do it by the price. You have to look at the specs, and some of them will have like a good graphics card but a really weak processor, or a strong processor but a really bad graphics card, and the price is no indication really. Certain brands tend to have certain emphasis, I found though. But other than that, these guys are all done exercising. So let's pull that. Sorry, I know the micro must be the most boring thing in the world. Deal. This would likely tempt him into another attack here. But I need him to train up. Oh. Green? Really? Green? So I'm weakening my front line somewhat. How did these guys stop being... So that's an excessively long attack here. Probably want to pull some divisions from Frankfurt to help there. I don't want them. Well, let's just see if it tries to move them, and then that'll give me... Yes, it does. Oh no, they weren't the ones that were moving. Who's marching? Oh. Yeah, that might not be advisable. I don't know what happened under his command anyhow. I don't want to necessarily force an attack here. Over encourage him or whatever I should say. So have them march north. I don't know why he was in charge of it. Probably because it was a tiny piece of the border and it does that, and I didn't like how it looked. That'll do. If it's gonna do this nonsense, oh, that's up to 2. I only rob them of fighters. 1. I just want the thing in Stuttgart done. Finally. Maybe. Where is this in? Yeah, you might split some French bombing later. I think I should probably turn out one more civ before I mess with any more land forts, but it's all about freeing up units to come here. I probably don't actually want to push on Sten, but I would like to get here across there from Berlin. Not that I'm going to attack Berlin, but I like the river as a defensive line. So that's kind of my next priority. And then I push Nuremberg, all this. They're still attacking more, despite weakened front lines. Interesting. I was more aggressive than that. This hill's gotten so many attacks, it's ridiculous though. Let's see if this will avoid moving units around. It's fine. Nobody's decided to march. Halfway tempted to fortify that hill. Problem is they pay a price exponentially, like civ factors used, but more civ factors used. I think the doubling time is base output is only 1, and then double by infrastructure. 10 infrastructure, I think the doubling time of factor is around 3 years, so I'm like paying double for these forts. I'm only at 15% discount with this spirit. I should probably not overutilize it. Speaking of which, thought about putting infrastructure here and forts. It's not a good idea. No, not gonna happen. I mean, there's not any build slots hardly free here. It's just not a great place. Now, Holstein, on the other hand, if I did get attacked from the north, be a decent fallback point, but more likely I'm worried about naval invasions. So that, and then dockyards. Right, no, civ. Dockyards will be enabled by heretic. Finally, a fort. Marshes are excellent defensive terrain. They probably don't need a fort. They're actually easier to defend than cities. Plains and airfield, it's probably worth defending. This is a fallback point. If the Danish are going either fascist or monarchist attack, anyhow, the 30 minutes here. I have lured them into an attack, an unwise attack. And more people getting urban warfare experience, but it's really... Oh, he already got this, that's right. So yeah, I don't mind crew getting a little experience in that as well. And the infantry leader. Fire control methods, I guess. This only helps the biggest ships, but then I can work towards help the smaller ones. Yeah, I do have a battle cruiser here. I think tech bonuses help short bombardment. The Scharnhorst just got completed. It's still green though. but rocket shooting should make it a little more effective at short bombardment. Barely noticeable, really. There we go. Build the road dam. Finished. The economy. Construction speed, nice, but another Civ factory, very nice. We want to do raids on the Nazis. Could probably do both of these, honestly. Power is tight. And this leads to a spirit that increases democracy support, which will crowd them out, I think, before I can do another set of raids. So, lower taxes, increase stability further. There's some of this army stuff. How close is Moiser to sizing up? And Rheinmetall. 750 in a day. They're tomorrow gonna increase in size. Rheinmetall, I won't be able to increase them for a while. Yep, it's time for artillery bombardment, I think. So I'll help with artillery projects in the future. Artillery defense isn't useful. I don't know if that's artillery divisions or artillery battalions, line artillery. But it does come with discount infantry and support artillery, which might allow me to do some stuff ahead of time. So I think it doesn't look like you get doctrines or army experience, but this does. So Schultz and Hell. I'm going to be using soon. Anyhow, extra funds gain is important for these, so yeah. This is partly for the tech bonuses. Doing this ahead of time with a 50% research speed boost isn't going to be that much slower. It's the price I'm willing to swallow to get Moiser to a larger size sooner. And they just deort, which means Leave is back in charge. I'll try and return there pretty soon, though. Well, they're not going to really. You can just hang out there for a little bit. to his training. Luring them into this attack does help Lieb continue to level up. I probably want to retire him soon-ish. We'll see. Getting some use of that fort immediately. That's nice. Right? Or no, the fort's already damaged, isn't it? Yep. That didn't last long. That is one of the reasons level 2 forts are better than 1, because usually the level 1 will get damaged very quick. I mean, that they may actually be more cost effective than they seem, comparatively. I've already done Carabineers, right? And export models. Production efficiency, which production efficiency should already be at max. Yeah, some automatic rifles. And that would normally be 1940 tech. Discount would actually reduce it to just 0.39 years at a time. I could get that very soon. And stuff as well. Oh yeah. Keep up with the computing tech, at least as far as bomb site 2. It's usually not worth grabbing this last one unless you're doing a race for the atomic bomb. And there's the Civil War. That wasn't actually their own focus tree. They were going, I think, the non-aligned path, despite what it looks like. That was the influence of Estonia. Yeah, this is their non-aligned path. What happened is Estonia triggered this. Vespa Estonia. Which they might end up getting drawn into the Axis, but probably not. Germany in a civil war. So that's good, I guess. At some point, Sweden must have completed the focus to sell. Or no, Finland starts with that. They haven't bought the island yet. But anyways, should be amusing to watch this go. Hopefully the fascists don't win. This Landstrom could probably use training. Needs even more. So. fully trained. Based on things that developed, they should probably be on that hill. Oh, everyone else is fully trained there. Might use them to enable more training in divisions that aren't fully trained yet. Oh, these Landstorm are green. This is flat open ground near our fort. They're green. Train them both. Lots of micro. Probably irritating, but pays off when I don't have green divisions getting slaughtered on attacks. If you attack with infantry, they better be well-trained infantry. Do I dare risk an attack here? Yeah. I dare. No pain, no gain. Despite Germany being so... Oh, world tensions climbed surprisingly high here. Probably due to the Soviet Civil War. Yep. And the Silesian Uprising. That could be bad. That could lead to Nazis sending soldiers and causing Finland to go fascist. On the other hand, if they get involved in my war, I can make sure that they're not fascist. Even get a puppet. Some of their territory. Seeing how quickly that fort got damaged. Yeah, I'll stick that in. Not too far down the line. And I think it's time to stop buying all this oil. Oh, some big war just broke out. Or a peace conference. The right opposition is victorious. Mukharin, who for opposing collective farms was labeled a defender of the peasantry. It's not entirely inaccurate. The reason Stalin wanted collective farms is because they were more labor efficient, allowing the same amount of crops to grow with fewer people. This usually led to people being moved into the cities to work in factories. they did this to such an extent that total food production decreased. It was part of the forced industrialization policy to try and build a war machine to match the Nazis, because they were worried about that. They didn't know it was specifically going to be Germany, but exactly 10 years before World War II broke out in 1931, Stalin said they had 10 years to be ready for a Western invasion, and he was correct. It was was it 32? Maybe he said 10 years and they only had 9. But he was very close, so that's all history. I'm not going to be invading them. They don't need to rapidly industrialize. There's no reason to aggressively force people from the countryside to go work in factories. A slower change is possible and beneficial. It's funny, people blame that like it was just Stalin being inherently evil, and he did some terrible things. His hand was forced by the aggressive posture of most Western nations to build industry quickly. He didn't go about it the right way necessarily, but they did have to industrialize to defeat the Nazis and defend the Soviet Union from invasion. Yeah, I'll definitely sign that. I have no reason to attack. Military access would be nice. Maybe this could lead to... I already have market access, but... Anyways, history is like a domino effect, and one thing leads to another, and not always in a good way. Sometimes in a very bad way. Like, the U.S. turns into an authoritarian hellhole now after Trump, and that goes in a very south direction, partly because of him feeling threatened by people opposing him, I'm sure, but that could affect the rest of the world negatively and force countries to cut back on economic investments and invest in their militaries, for instance. Well, anyways, that video went longer than I hoped. I was going to cut around the 40-minute mark. I just kept wanting to do one more thing. But as I said, this is going to be a shorter video. 90-minute videos were just too long for me for the moment. And so I'm cutting it here. I know I didn't really attack much. In fact, focused on luring the Nazis into unwise attacks to weaken them a little further. But it's got to be done with my current war strategy. So I wish you all the best. Take care of each other, and best luck with everything. This is Northstar, signing off.